On Ring of the Hawk, we always listen to the fans, especially when they pay money. So this video is all thanks to a Patreon request. If you want to make the Hawk talk, sign up on Patreon now. I might make a video for you if you're down, but the amount of time that I take to do it might make you frown. So of course we got to show some love to the big man. Duffy is back. He's probably asked for a Waylon Mercy video about 50 times. Don't know what his obsession with the guy is. I think someone hit him in the head with a brick. And Duffy is back? Back from where? The Dole Office? Specsavers? Penzance? I don't bloody know. So this is Waylon Mercy, and this is often recounted as a gimmick that had a lot of potential and influenced the promo style of Bray Wyatt nowadays. In fact, he actually sought out advice from Dan Spivey to help with the gimmick. But on Ring of the Hawk, it's not just about promos. They count, but it's an all-rounder game we're here for. Last time, New Jack took the lead by recording the first ever B on Ring of the Hawk. It was a surprising one. This is the furthest back I've ever gone. We're looking at the year 1995. At this point, the Hawk had only just left the bird's nest, but I sure wasn't looking my best. I had to consult the Ring of the Hawk rulebook for this one, but the Shove It squad all confirmed it for me. We don't normally count B shows on this show, but the squad have approved superstars, as it wasn't the main event show in 1995, but it used to be. So anyone who disagrees can shove it with the squad. I don't know what to expect here. Waylon Mercy was Dan Spivey, but his back and knees were gone, and this was the last part of his career. He's currently the ripe old age of 68. And of course, if you know a wrestler who could do the J-O-B to the H-A-W-K any night, any day, ha ha! Shove their name in the comments, Jack! Alright, let's do it. Waylon Mercy, did he make the girls thirsty? Match 1, Raw. Waylon Mercy versus Jeff Hardy, who's already in the ring. He's about 19 years old at this point. Waylon seems really chilled and he's just walking around shaking people's hands. He has a fake dagger tattooed on his forehead. Apart from that, he looks relatively normal. Waylon boots young Jeff in the ribs and he knocks Jeff down with a clothesline that he takes a lovely bump for. Waylon hits a nice overhead belly to belly and follows it up by dropping Jeff on his face. Waylon drops Jeff Hardy on the ropes while he addresses his baggy trousers situation. He hits a side slam but decides not to bother pinning Jeff. He then hits a scoop slam and a leg drop that the Hawk would be proud of. Waylon hits a lovely brainbuster, but again he doesn't make the pin. He then locks Jeff Hardy in a sleeper hold whilst he smiles like a maniac. He continues smiling and shakes the referee's hand after the match after Jeff's tapped out. Waylon Mercy looks like John Abruzzi from Prison Break. I'm not impressed so far. His outfit is goofy and badly fitting. He looks like an indie wrestler. I wouldn't call his moveset exciting, but it was a decent start, I guess. I mean, he did dominate the match. It's a D. Before the next match, he says, "Now I'm ready. Know what I mean?"
Now I'm ready. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean. What the hell is he on about? Somebody tell me. There's a terrified looking geek as the ring announcer. Someone needs to punch this guy in the gut. Match 2, Superstars. Waylon Mercy versus Bill Weaver. There's literally nothing to say. Weak punches and clotheslines with the most basic of wrestling moves. He puts the sleeper hold on and it's over. Bill Weaver falls asleep. I think I almost joined him. From an entertainment standpoint, it's an F. Vince McMahon feels the need to constantly remind us that Waylon is a con man. It's getting into Relic is killer spelt backwards territory. Before the next match, he's talking to a jobber about how they're going to follow the rules tonight and have a good match. His gimmick seems to be that of a polite southern gentleman. Match 3, Superstars. Waylon Mercy versus Jerry Flynn, not Lynn. Scoop slam and multiple elbow drops. He then starts choking Flynn out. Mercy then takes Flynn off his feet, but he doesn't sell it like Jeff Hardy did. Mercy keeps apologising to the referee, but then continues to bend the rules. Mercy hits a suplex and continues walking around the ring in slow motion. Flynn finally hits a weak looking kick and starts kicking Waylon in the corner. He starts to pull a weird face and then suddenly locks in the sleeper hold. His eyes grow big and his nose looks like Lord Voldemort's. Flynn passes out as Waylon continues laughing and smiling. After breaking rules throughout the match, he shakes the referee's hand. It was the same match as the last one but slightly better. It wasn't an F, so I guess it's a D. Match 4, Waylon Mercy versus Gary Scott. Mercy continues to shake everybody's hand. He's as bad as the Rinker King cricket guy. He takes jobber Scott straight off his feet. He throws the jobber out of the ring, but then he lifts the ring ropes up to help him back in and drops the rope on him. On the outside, he hits a scoop slam. He wins the match with a sleeper hold. Well, what else did you expect? It wasn't going to be a 450, was it? This is terrible. Why did Duffy as Bat want me to watch this? It's another D. Match 5, Superstars, Waylon Mercy versus Buck QUARTERMAIN. I swear whatever company Buck was in, he was a jobber, poor guy. There's another guest ring announcer and Mercy shakes the poor child's hand. He tries to shake Buck's hand, but he isn't buying it. Buck beats him up in the corner, but it's a short-lived advantage. Waylon hits 2 choke slams. He then hits an overhead belly to belly. He then beats Buck up on the ropes and dumps him out the ring. Once again, he lets him back in the ring and drops the rope on him. And there's those eyes, and the sleeper hold, and of course it's over. 5 matches in and nothing has changed. Something's got to give here. It's an F. Match 6, Superstars, Waylon Mercy versus Major Yates. Ugh, can we please just have a proper match? Handshake into the knee and the stomach. There's a huge size difference in this one. The jobber gets sent to the outside and then Waylon Mercy drops the rope on his back, just like he always does. He beats him up in the corner and puts the sleeper hold on and it's over. F. I'm really liking his character, but the matches themselves are as dull as ditch water on a Wednesday in Western Zoyland. Well, business is about to pick up because this time, instead of a jobber, we get Match 7, Raw, DOINK the Clown versus Waylon Mercy. He gets a decent reaction from the crowd for the first time. Maybe it's starting to catch on. DOINK starts out with a few arm drags on Waylon. This is probably the most offense he's taken so far. DOINK isn't letting him back in the ring and Waylon is starting to get angry. The tables are turned and of course Waylon drops the ropes on DOINK's back. DOINK batters Waylon in the corner until Mercy throws a huge punch. He puts the sleeper hold on and it's over, although he does last a bit longer in the sleeper than the other jobbers did. Not much to say about the match, but there's something about his character, it's starting to grow on me. Going to increase him to a D. Match 8, Superstars, Waylon Mercy versus Bret Hart. Okay, business has actually picked up. Apologies in advance about the video quality on this one. I have no choice but to take it from YouTube. You can all shove it. Waylon seems to have Bret Hart's number and dominates him in the early going with his slow, tired offense. Mercy misses something in the corner and Bret starts working on his arm. Waylon gets the advantage by hitting him with his ass. He hits a scoop slam, but this just seems to annoy Bret Hart, who gets back on top working his arm again. Waylon hits a sidewalk slam and chucks Bret onto the outside. This match is pretty even. In the ring, Bret Hart gets a 2 count on a small package. Waylon doesn't like this and starts smashing Bret's face into the ground. Waylon Mercy attempts a powerbomb, but Bret Hart reverses it. This is by far the longest match he's been in at this point. Bret follows it up with a clothesline from the top and gets another 2 count. Bret hits a Russian leg sweep and another dive from the top for another 2. The match is then thrown out because Jean-Pierre Lafitte runs out to attack Bret Hart. Waylon joins in the attack on Bret. Strangely, he then climbs to the top even though I don't think he's ever done that a single time. Bret just punches him off like he's nothing. Well, it certainly picked up for Waylon Mercy. Not bad for a quick match. He got a fairly even match out of Bret. In an interview with Hannibal TV since, Spivey said that Bret Hart was upset about this match and told people backstage that Waylon treated him like a job boy and was too rough. Spivey attributes this to the tougher style he'd gotten used to working in Japan, but ultimately I'm going to give the match with Bret a low C. Next up, we have the one and only pay-per-view appearance of Waylon Mercy. Match 9, WWF in Your House 3, SAVIO VEGA versus Waylon Mercy. On his way to the ring, they show a pre-taped promo of Waylon squashing worms on his arms and comparing these worms to his opponents.
It's Waylon Mercy again. But you know something, I enjoy worms, but I don't enjoy worms crawling on me. I don't like wrestlers touching me, and I definitely don't want them crawling on me. They're gonna get smushed just like this worm. You know what I mean?
This is a gimmick I've not seen before. Here we go then. Savio uses his speed advantage for a while. They then botch an arm drag. Wait, no they don't, because they do the exact same thing seconds later. Not seen that one before. Mercy hits a knee to the gut and gets a knockdown with a clothesline. On the outside, Mercy hits some chops and a scoop slam onto the ring mats. Back in the ring, Mercy drops Savio on the ropes whilst the commentary team argue about whether or not his knee gave way and if he botched it or not. Mercy gets a 2 count on a side slam. He then puts the sleeper hold on Savio as he looks like a complete nutcase. Vega fights out of the sleeper hold and the commentary don't sell the fact that this is the first time that anyone's fought out of the move. He tries it again, but Savio hits a backdrop. Savio starts to win and he hits a big boot and a spinning heel kick. Mercy tries to mount a comeback, but Savio hits a bulldog for a 2. Out of nowhere, Savio gets a nice roll up, but somehow Mercy kicks out. Mercy is annoyed and punches him down to the ground. We then get the most beautiful move of Mercy's run as he hits a lovely brainbuster. He only gets a 2 for it though. He follows that up with a backdrop for another 2. Savio hits a German suplex for a 2. Lots of close back and forth pins here. Savio then runs off the ropes and nails a spinning heel kick, and now it's over. Waylon Mercy's undefeated streak is over. It was actually an enjoyable match for some reason. This Waylon Mercy's really starting to click with me. Unfortunately he lost, so that's taken the shine off. I give the match another C. Match 10, Superstars. Final match, Waylon Mercy versus the WWF. Mercy and Diesel shake hands before the match and then come face to face. Mercy dodges a big boot but then crashes into a repeat boot. Big Daddy Cool seems to be winning the match, but then the British Bulldog walks out and Diesel runs out to fight him, and then the referee counts him out. Waylon Mercy is the winner. He's beaten the WWF champion. Diesel isn't happy about the result, so he runs back into the ring and gives Mercy a jackknife powerbomb. Shawn Michaels has to drag him off. Diesel really doesn't like Mercy and keeps attacking him as geeks try to separate. Spivey's body broke down and he decided to hang up the boots. Less than 2 weeks later he had his knee replaced, and shortly after that his hip as well. If his body hadn't broken down and he could have hung around for a couple more years, he would have slotted perfectly into the creepy gimmicks of the Attitude Era. This is not an easy one to grade because, to be honest, the match quality, it wasn't great. He was moving at slow motion for half the matches, and most of them were job matches as well. Really, it felt like the match with Savio was the only notable one where he got to show what he was made of. On the flip side, we have some excellent character work and entertainment. Can't we just use him as a manager or something? Ugh, whatever, sorry folks, it's a D. Whilst he was starting to make his mark with his character work, it just wasn't for long enough for this Hawk to bump him up to the C grade. Look who we have in the C tier. You have CM Punk, who flew all over the ring for 20 odd matches, S.A. Rios, who was really impressive in just 9, and Sean O'Hare, who certainly made this Hawk care. I just cannot damage the integrity of this list by bumping him up a level. I'm sorry, there just wasn't enough here. I'm glad to report that Spivey is still with us and he's in better shape than ever. He certainly still has the creepy factor. Maybe if this gimmick had come around 5 years earlier, he could have done the JOB to the HAWK any night, any day. But this time he gets a D, because he deserves it.